I hear rumors, Bcif mentions. Rumors that there may be other beings as strong as I am. I captured God of the Bible, Allah as well, Superman, Doctor Strange, and I defeated Goku easily. There is no match for me. I challenge any superheroes, villains, gods or devils. There is no entity or being that can match me. I'm the Black God, a power like no other. My power numbers the sand of the seas of 7 different galaxies. I think it's time I reminded all parties, I am an elite Starlight Star starter. Did they understand why I'm Armor 144? Can they imagine what it takes to get to G7 level? They will never fathom the skills of the Black God Battleaxe. But they will feel the might of Bcif. The Transformers, warning. In the vast expanse of the universe, where alliances and rivalries shape the fate of countless worlds, a new development unfolded. The Transformers, ancient robotic beings from Cybertron, had observed a troubling plot brewing within the ranks of the G.I. Joe team on Earth. Their advanced sensors and intelligence networks detected whispers of a plan that could threaten the delicate balance of power and provoke a cosmic conflict. The plot. Rumors circulated that certain factions within G.I. Joe, emboldened by their recent victories and advanced technology, were contemplating capturing Bcif, the supreme leader of the Black Celestial Intergalactic Federation (Bcif). Unaware of the true might and protection surrounding Bcif, these factions believed they could leverage his capture to gain an upper hand in their ongoing battles. The Transformers' intervention. Recognizing the catastrophic consequences such an action would provoke, Optimus Prime, the noble leader of the Autobots, decided to intervene. He knew that capturing Bcif would not only be an impossible task but would also invoke the wrath of the Bcif, a force capable of unimaginable retribution. Optimus Prime, accompanied by Bumblebee and RC, made contact with the leaders of G.I. Joe. They arranged a secret meeting in a secluded base, away from prying eyes and ears. Greetings, G.I. Joe. I come not as an adversary, but as an ally concerned for the greater good of our worlds. Duke. Optimus, we're always open to advice from our allies. What brings you here with such urgency? Optimus Prime. We have intercepted communications suggesting that certain factions within your ranks are considering an ill-advised mission to capture Bcif. I must warn you, this course of action will lead to dire consequences. Scarlet. Bcif, the leader of the Bcif. Why would anyone want to capture him? Bumblebee. There are those who believe that capturing him would provide leverage in our battles, but they are gravely mistaken. RC. Bcif is not just a leader, he is a being of immense power, protected by the most formidable force in the universe. The Bcif will not take such an act lightly. Optimus Prime's deep voice resonated with the gravity of the situation. Optimus Prime, the Bcif is not to be underestimated. They have the power to bring entire galaxies to their knees. Bcif is protected by the High Guardians, beings whose abilities transcend anything you have encountered. Any attempt to capture him will provoke a response that will endanger not just Earth, but the very fabric of our existence. Duke. We had no idea. This changes everything. We'll put an end to these plans immediately. Optimus Prime. I trust you will. The Bcif values peace and order, but they will defend their leader with unmatched ferocity. Let this be a lesson in understanding the greater cosmic balance and respecting those who safeguard it. The warning from the Transformers was heeded with the utmost seriousness. G.I. Joe immediately quashed any plans to target Bcif, redirecting their focus to more immediate and manageable threats. The intervention by Optimus Prime and his team not only prevented a potential catastrophe but also forged a deeper bond of respect and cooperation between the Transformers and G.I. Joe. As the threat dissipated, the Bcif continued their vigilant watch over the universe, with Bcif at the helm, guiding with wisdom and strength. The High Guardians, always alert, maintained their readiness to protect their leader and the cosmic order. The Transformers returned to their ongoing mission of defending Earth, knowing that their timely intervention had averted a crisis. The alliance between the Transformers and G.I. Joe grew stronger, united by a common understanding of the delicate balance that must be preserved in the universe. In the grand tapestry of the cosmos, the actions of a few can ripple through time and space, altering destinies. The story of DBG-7, the Bcif, the Transformers, and G.I. Joe was far from over. With every challenge, every alliance, and every act of valor, they continued to shape the future of the universe, one mission at a time. In the endless expanse governed by the Black Celestial Intergalactic Federation (Bcif), another epical event was about to challenge the fabric of divine and cosmic jurisprudence. Fresh from the trial of God, a new wave of accusations and demands swept through the cosmos, led by the devil and the humans he had united. The court was again filled with an air of anticipation and tension as the devil, accompanied by a diverse assembly of humans, stepped forward. This time, the accusations were manifold and complex, targeting not only God of the Bible but also extending to Allah of the Quran. Devil, High Council, we stand here with thousands of more charges against God of the Bible, encompassing millennia of suffering, injustice, and divine hypocrisy. Furthermore, we seek a warrant for Allah of the Quran, to answer for similar grievances and to ensure all divine entities are held accountable for their actions. The High Guardians listened intently as the devil presented a detailed account of the charges, supported by testimonies from humans across ages and civilizations. The allegations ranged from historical atrocities to personal sufferings, all attributed to divine will and intervention. Zawadi the Wise, the charges presented are numerous and grave. Each must be examined with the utmost care and impartiality. What do the humans seek through this process? Human representative, we seek justice and accountability. For too long, humanity has borne the brunt of divine actions and inactions. We demand a thorough investigation and fair trial. The deliberation. The High Guardians retreated to deliberate on the new wave of accusations. The complexity and depth of the charges required careful consideration, and the potential implications of issuing a warrant for Allah of the Quran weighed heavily on their minds. Amara the Mystic, the grievances of humanity are profound and cannot be dismissed. Yet, we must tread carefully in summoning another divine entity, ensuring we maintain the balance of the cosmos. Kessi the Healer, justice must be served, but we must also respect the sanctity of belief systems and the intricate web of divine influence. After prolonged deliberation, the High Council reconvened, their expressions solemn and resolute. Tindiwe the Diplomat, after careful consideration, the Bcif High Council acknowledges the legitimacy of the thousands of new charges brought against God of the Bible. We will proceed with a detailed investigation and trial. Tindiwe the Diplomat, furthermore, we agree to issue a warrant for Allah of the Quran. This is not a decision made lightly, but in the pursuit of cosmic justice and balance, we must ensure all entities are accountable for their actions. A cosmic decree was issued, summoning Allah to the Bcif court system. The decree traveled through the ethereal realms, a call for accountability that resonated across dimensions and beliefs. The issuance of the warrant sent ripples through the universe, stirring both hope and apprehension among various civilizations and divine beings. The Bcif, now firmly positioned as the arbiter of cosmic justice, faced an unprecedented challenge in balancing divine authority and human suffering. The stage was set for an extraordinary trial, where the actions and motivations of the divine would be scrutinized and judged. The High Guardians, aware of the monumental task ahead, prepared themselves for the trials and revelations to come. In the grand saga of the universe, the trial of God and the warrant for Allah marked a pivotal moment. The Bcif, steadfast in their mission, would navigate these uncharted waters with wisdom and impartiality, ensuring that justice, no matter how divine, was served. In the vast and intricate cosmos governed by the Black Celestial Intergalactic Federation (Bcif), even the most profound and eternal beings could be called to account. An unprecedented event was about to unfold, shaking the very foundations of divine and cosmic order. A dark presence materialized within the Bcif's grand court. The devil, cloaked in shadows, stepped forward, bringing with him a grievance of cosmic proportions. Devil, I bring a charge against the Almighty God. For eons, he has been responsible for unaliving countless humans and attributing these acts to me. Moreover, he created the very concept of evil and has blamed me for its existence. The High Council, composed of the High Guardians, convened to hear the case. The council chamber, an awe-inspiring hall of celestial light and cosmic energies, grew silent as the accusations were laid out. Tindiwe the Diplomat, Devil, your charges are grave. Explain your claims with clarity and evidence. Devil. Since the dawn of humanity, God has wielded the power of life and death, often ending lives and claiming it to be divine will. These acts are then blamed on me, painting me as the bringer of suffering. Furthermore, he created evil, allowing it to exist in the world and then holding me accountable for its manifestations. The defense. God, appearing in a radiant form, stood before the council. His presence exuded an overwhelming sense of peace and power. God, I acknowledge the existence of life and death as part of the human experience. However, free will is the cornerstone of existence. Humans are given the choice to do good or evil. Evil exists not because I created it, but because it is the absence of good, a consequence of free will. Zawadi the Wise, free will is indeed a complex and integral part of the universe. But the accusation of ending lives and creating evil still stands. Can you provide justification? The High Council deliberated, considering the nature of existence, free will, and the role of divine intervention. The devil's argument that God had misled humanity and created a scapegoat in him resonated deeply with some members. Amara the mystic, the balance of good and evil is delicate. If God has allowed such a balance to tilt unfairly, it is a matter of great concern. Kessie the healer, lives have been lost, and suffering has been attributed falsely. This cannot be ignored. After extensive debate, the High Council reached a decision. Tindiwe the diplomat, God, the evidence presented has shown that your actions have led to unnecessary suffering and a false attribution of evil to another. This has disrupted the balance of the universe. We, the High Council of the Bcif, sentence you to eternity. You will be removed from your position of divine influence and power, to reflect on the consequences of your actions. God's radiant form dimmed as the sentence was pronounced. The High Council's judgment reverberated through the cosmos, a profound statement on the nature of justice, responsibility, and the eternal balance. The devil, having won his case, did not gloat. Instead, he left the court with a somber expression, understanding the weight of the decision and the implications for the cosmic order. The Bcif, now with a precedent-setting case behind them, continued their eternal vigil over the universe. The High Guardians, more aware than ever of the complexities of existence, vowed to maintain the balance and ensure justice was served without bias. In the infinite expanse of the cosmos, the trial of God was but one chapter in the ongoing saga of divine and cosmic interplay. The Bcif, steadfast in their mission, would continue to uphold peace, order, and justice, guiding the universe through the trials and tribulations yet to come. Judgment of the Divine. In the boundless expanse of the multiverse, where celestial beings and cosmic entities often clashed in an eternal struggle for dominance, the Black Celestial Intergalactic Federation (Bcif) stood as the ultimate arbiter of justice. Led by the supreme being Bcif, the Bcif had the power and authority to challenge even the most formidable entities. A great cosmic court was convened in the heart of the Bcif headquarters, a place where the fabric of reality itself seemed to hum with power. The charges were unprecedented. God, the creator of countless worlds, was accused of spreading untrue stories about the devil and creating evil. Beside him stood Allah, facing similar accusations. Bcif addressed the assembly, his voice echoing through the infinite chambers. Today, we are here to hold those who have abused their divine powers accountable. These charges, if proven true, are a stain on the sanctity of creation. As the trial commenced, a blinding light filled the courtroom. The angels, radiant and powerful, descended to defend God and Allah. Michael, the archangel, stepped forward. We stand by our creators. These charges are a grave misunderstanding. Bcif remained unyielding. The Bcif will hear all arguments. Justice must be served, regardless of status or power. The Bcif mobilized its greatest warriors to ensure order and uphold the trial. The 7 powers of West Africa, legendary entities known for their wisdom and strength, joined forces with the 9 Guardians, the Bcif's elite protectors. Amina, leader of the High Guardians, took her place beside Bcif. We are ready to defend the Bcif against any who would challenge its authority. Nyoka, an elite guardian, nodded. The truth will prevail. As the trial proceeded, tensions escalated. The angels, unwilling to accept the charges, attempted to disrupt the proceedings. Their power clashed with the combined might of the Bcif's defenders. In a burst of divine energy, Michael led the charge. For our creators, a fierce battle erupted. The angels, with their celestial might, were formidable adversaries. However, the 7 powers of West Africa and the 9 guardians, with their deep connection to the multiverse and unmatched skills, stood their ground. The Black God Battleaxe vanquished many angels into the void. The 9 guardians divided the angel Michael into 77 pieces. The God of the Bible already knew the angels did not stand a chance. The Starlight Star Starters began to take powers from angels. Bcif laughing, now is this the God the slaves thought would help? In the midst of the one-sided battle, Bcif had thoughts of going back to slave times. But I have plans for God, Bcif roared as he continues thought while in battle. Django manipulated gravity, creating barriers that held the angels at bay. We will not yield. SC, channeling her mystical knowledge, cast protective spells around the courtroom. Justice must be upheld. The battle raged, but the Bcif's defenders proved too strong. One by one, the angels were overpowered and restrained. The courtroom, once filled with the sounds of combat, fell silent as the last angel was subdued. Bcif, his presence commanding and resolute, delivered the verdict. God and Allah, for the creation of evil and spreading falsehoods that have corrupted countless lives, you are sentenced to eternity. The Bcif stands as the protector of truth and balance. The trial and subsequent battle had shaken the multiverse, but the Bcif had prevailed. The angels, along with their creators, were taken into custody, their divine powers neutralized. Amina addressed the assembly. Today, we have shown that no one is above justice. The Bcif will continue to protect the multiverse from those who seek to disrupt its balance. Nyoka added, this victory reaffirms our commitment to truth and justice. The multiverse is safer with the Bcif standing watch. As the cosmic court adjourned and the Bcif's defenders returned to their duties, the multiverse breathed a sigh of relief. The actions of the Bcif had set a precedent. Even the most powerful beings would be held accountable for their actions. The story of Bcif, the Galactic Guardians, the 9 Guardians, and their allies was far from over. The Bcif's mission to maintain balance and uphold justice would continue, as new challenges and threats awaited in the infinite realms of the multiverse. Prophet's Bounty. In a time when the line between myth and reality blurred, an unprecedented event shook the foundations of faith and power across the cosmos. The prophets of the Bible and the Quran, revered figures who shaped the spiritual beliefs of billions, united with a singular purpose. They pooled their resources and offered a staggering $10 billion for the capture of the devil, who had recently been implicated in a monumental act, bringing both God and Allah to the Bcif court. The announcement of the bounty sent shockwaves throughout the multiverse. Prophets Moses, Jesus, Muhammad, and others declared that the devil's actions warranted divine retribution. They accused him of sowing chaos and discord by challenging the ultimate authorities of heaven. The message was clear: the devil must be captured and brought to justice. Amidst the uproar, Bcif, the supreme leader of the Black Celestial Intergalactic Federation, Bcif, addressed humanity in a broadcast that reached every corner of Earth. People of Earth, Bcif began, his voice resonating with authority. You must understand that the affairs of the Bcif are beyond your realm and your understanding. Interfering in our matters will bring consequences you cannot fathom. The balance of the multiverse is delicate, and any disruption can lead to catastrophic outcomes. Stay out of Bcif affairs for your own safety. Before Bcif ended, he gave a serious warning to Jesus and Muhammad to never approach the Bcif headquarters or face what marvels fate. He showed Jesus a vision of a cross and skull. In the shadowy recesses of the universe, the devil, a being of immense cunning and power, found himself in an unexpected predicament. With the prophets, bounty looming over his head, he sought refuge from the very organization he had recently defied. He approached the Bcif, specifically appealing to Bcif for protection. Bcif, the devil's voice echoed through the vast halls of the Bcif headquarters. I seek asylum. The forces of heaven and earth are against me, and I have nowhere else to turn. Grant me protection, and I will reveal secrets that even the prophets are unaware of. The request for asylum was immediately brought to the attention of the High Guardians, the elite defenders of the Bcif. Led by the formidable Amina, they deliberated on the devil's plea. The decision was swift and unanimous. Bcif stood before the devil, his gaze unwavering. You seek our protection, yet your actions have brought chaos and disorder to the very fabric of the cosmos. The Bcif stands for justice and balance. We cannot and will not offer you sanctuary. The devil's eyes burned with a mixture of anger and desperation. You will regret this, Bcif. The prophets will see to it that I am captured, but the knowledge I possess will die with me. Bcif's expression remained resolute. The Bcif does not bow to threats. The prophets may pursue you, but we will ensure the balance is maintained. Hey, devil, it's noble you brought them to justice but never seemed to threat the Bcif. I will destroy you myself, the same way I did Goku, Superman, Hulk, Thor and countless others, said Bcif. The devil looked petrified. As the devil slinked back into the shadows, plotting his next move, the universe watched with bated breath. The Bcif, steadfast in their commitment to justice, prepared for the potential fallout from their decision. The prophets, undeterred by Bcif's warning, intensified their efforts to capture the devil. The stage was set for a cosmic confrontation that would test the limits of power, faith, and the delicate balance of the multiverse.